Hello, Dillon from Gunn Roofing. This is Joel from JND SEO, and I'm going to show you 3 ways to improve your site and to beat your competition online. All right, so I don't want to waste your time, Dillon. I don't want to waste mine, so I'm actually going to make this video as quick as possible. At the end of the video, if you want to hear more information, let's just set up a 5 to 10 minute phone call. And if you have any questions, then I can go ahead and answer those for you. If not, no big deal. I actually put a bunch of free strategies in here that you can go ahead and use right on your site, or if you have someone that you work with already on your site, then you can show them as well. All right, the 3 topics we'll talk about are content, citations, and backlinks. So I'm on your homepage now, and I want to see about how many words of content you have on here. Let's see. You guys don't have too much, so it's under 100. You know, Google recommends having about 1,500 words of content. The reason why is because the more content you have, the more information that's putting out there on Google, which of course is going to attract more people. So Google wants to actually rank those sites higher that have more content to give more back to people and give them kind of a reason to find that information. The other thing you could do that kind of replaces some of the content is having a blog. However, blogs can be, a bit more work to maintain and all that as well. All right, so I'm also going to show you Mayhem Roofing and Construction. The reason why I'm going to show you them is because they are at the top of the rankings. All right, so if you want to beat the best, you just have to see what they're doing, and then we could actually do something pretty similar and kind of use that to get ahead of them. So if we look at their page, we're going to find that they have more content than what you guys have on yours, but they have nowhere near the 1,500 that Google prefers. They probably have, I would say, 600 words tops, maybe 6 to 7, if I'm being generous here. We also see they don't have a blog, so that is not something that you have to worry about competing with unless you really wanted to, of course. But just adding more content would get you ahead of them in that kind of category. So if you essentially beat them in all 3 categories that we talk about today, you would beat them in the rankings as well. And I think it would actually be a little easier than you'd think. As we go through, I'll explain why. So the other reason, though, it's important to have a lot of content, the more content you have, the more keywords you can put into it. I've just put in roofing, Barnwell SC here as an example. It's a pretty good one for the area as far as volume. It's good when people search this every month. And first thing they're going to find would be these ads at the top of the page, companies paying to be seen first and paying for ads, really. After that, we're going to get to the map section, also called GMB or Google My Business. And the top 3 companies for this are going to show up in the little preview window, and they're going to show up on the regular search here where that new customers would find. So if we just look at these, there's a view all window, but like I said, these 3 are going to get all the business from the GMB, and they're going to get a good amount because, like I said, they're the second thing that somebody is going to see. And the way to get that is going to bring us to our second topic, which is citations. The map section's based on citations, and the way to get those is just to get your business name, address, and phone number all listed together into a directory site. These are sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Home Advisor, just to name a few. All right, and then after the map section, we're going to get the organic section. You're going to get 10 results for every page of any Google search, really, you do, as long as there's enough results. And so these show up based on Google's algorithm, which we know has to do with content, backlinks, and keywords, which we haven't talked about the backlinks yet, but we will. And so if we were ranking this keyword, number 1 would go to Better Business Bureau for this search. 2 is going to go to Porch.com. 3 is going to go to GAF. 4, Yellow Pages. Let's see. 5 is Angie. 6 is Roof. 7 is Barnwell County. 8 is Home Advisor. Mayhem is actually 9 of 10 on the first page. And the reason why I think they're easy to beat is because there's 8 directories ahead of them. And directories are actually a lot easier to beat than a local business because Google prefers local businesses to rank ahead of directories. All right, so next up, I've taken your website, gunroofing.com, plugged it into a program I pay for called Ahrefs. This just allows me to kind of see how your site is currently performing. And as you can kind of see, I see you've got header up here with your name. That's good. You could also throw a couple keywords up there for the areas that you work. Roofing, Barnwell SC, for an example. But whatever other areas that you may work, you could put a couple in there. That allows Google to find those, and it allows you to be found a little easier in searches. Now, I would jump into the numbers here, but as you can see, nothing's really registering. So we don't have the backlinks or referring domains, and these really power up the trust meter here and the power. And these are what help you be found for keywords, and keywords are what help you bring the visitors in. So because we don't have any keywords, we're not getting any organic visitors anyway showing up. So what we're going to do is hop over to Mayhem. We can see they got their headers up here as well. Now they have 624 backlinks and 286 referring domains. So backlinks are just links that when people click them, it's going to send them back to your site. They don't have to be links like this. Could be a button with the link embedded in it. It could be a picture as well that when you click that, it's going to send them back to Mayhem Roofing for this example. So, and then referring domains are just the websites that these links are on. So a great example would be if Mayhem Roofing, for instance, had a Facebook business page. The referring domain would be their Facebook business page, and the backlink would be the little part on the page where it has their web address. And when you click the link, it's going to send them back to their site. Now, the more sites here that point to your website, the stronger this trust meter is going to get. So you can see it's up to a 26. The higher this gets, the more keywords you're able to be found for. So right now, Mayhem has got 613 keywords, and that's bringing them 91 actual visitors to their site every month. Typically, just for reference, 100 visitors would bring you around 20 to 30 phone calls. And then depending on what your kind of closing percentages are, that would be probably conservatively 2 to 4 actual jobs per month. Now, Mayhem does have a lot of keywords that I wouldn't recommend because they're kind of just what I'd call national keywords. They're not specific to an area. You don't see any locations attached to these. Now, this one is a good one, Metal Roofing Columbia SC, because it's a specific service with a location. And so that's what we call a buyer intent word, meaning someone who searches this wants this done sooner than later. And that's the people that you want to attract in order to bring in more business. So 80 people are going to search this just like that. And for this one, they're ranked at number 11. And we know there's 10 results per page. So 11 is going to put them at the top of page 2. So because they're further back, they're going to actually capture about 1.7 visitors to their website of the 80 who are searching total per month. So the higher up you're ranked, the bigger percentage you'll get. So for instance, actually that's not a very good scenario because usually if you're number 1, you catch between 20 and 37% of the total volume. But because this is a national term, it's way less because they're number 1 and they have only 11 of 800 they're catching. But the idea being the more top 10 repositions you get on the first page, the more visitors you're going to get to your site. And that's going to start to add up and get to those numbers that you're going to want to see. All right, so with your site, like I said, it's not registering a ton right now. It wouldn't be that hard to do it. We have to get the content in there, get the keywords going, and then get those links in there and citations as well, and get you up in all those sections to get you more exposure, and then build the site up and build up the strength and trust. Now that you've seen it though, you really have 3 options, right? Number 1 option, do nothing. If you're happy with everything how it is, you don't have to do anything. Number 2, if you have someone that works on your site already, or if you guys do it in-house, use the tips I gave you. I gave you guys some good things today that you could go ahead and apply today. Third thing, if you really want to grow the business, and you don't have anyone you use, and you could definitely reach out to me. I can answer any questions for you. We can talk some more, and I'll give you guys a call anyway the next day or so just to follow up and just ask what you thought of the video if it was helpful. Thank you for your time and have a great day.